Hello. I hope you're doing well. Check out this. It's like a spotlight coming in from the sun. It's coming in through that front window there. It's so beautiful. High frequency light, baby. But let's get into this message, which you probably already know. So this won't be news to you, but just maybe reiteration or confirmation for some things that you already know, or maybe it is news to you, okay? Let me know if it resonates. And before I get into it, let me just say, I love you so much. And I'm so grateful for you. I'm so proud of you. And I'm so thankful that you are here right now, okay? Doing this work. So your soul is a part of a larger group of souls, a part of a higher dimensional beings, a group of higher dimensional beings who chose to come here to Earth at this time to assist in breaking down the dysfunctional systems, the false systems, the outdated systems, and the systems that are siphoning our energy and keeping us stuck in a loop, okay? Your soul was courageous enough and brave enough to elect to come here at this time to take on this role. That's a big deal, okay? You're a big deal. And that's why you've had so much adversity and you've been such a target for so long, okay? So there's a few situations here that I want to get into. Okay, the first thing is you had to be born into a system, a family system that was extremely dysfunctional, that was wounded, that was either operating in a low state of consciousness or completely disconnected from their consciousness or their soul completely, so they might even appear to be soulless, or they might appear to be NPC players. They're just operating at such a low state of consciousness that it appears that the connection is not there to their soul, okay? So you were born into a family with a lot of dysfunction. There could have been a lot of trauma there, a lot of trauma. And your job was to, like, you were programmed. There was a program in you, an inner calling that you could not deny, which was to work through these dysfunctions, but you had to take them on first. So you had to actually take on that dysfunctional energy and be that dysfunctional energy. Maybe you were hurting yourself, or maybe you were just acting dysfunctional, or you were just following these patterns blindly that you were raised in. You had to take that on first. You had to take it on. And then there was something that would like turn on inside of you and be like, no, I want to heal this. I want to fix this. Okay. And you would do that. And you would get yourself to a certain point. But so this is what was happening. We were all strategically placed all over the earth, all of us in this group, the phoenixes, the chosen ones. We're strategically placed all over the earth, okay? And at a certain time, we were going to be woken up, okay? Which is why it's like you went through your whole life. You were being protected. You were purposely not being allowed to wake up. There were boundaries around you. Because if you were going to wake up too soon, okay, it was going to be a detriment to what we were actually trying to do. Because, okay, so we're all strategically placed around the earth, and then we were all called to wake up at a certain time and to address certain issues at a certain time, or the veil was just lifted, boom, at a certain time for all of us. And it was at that time we were able to heal, bring our own energy into balance, into alignment with our truth. In doing that, we were able to ground the high frequency energy through our system into the earth like a pillar of light, okay? And all of us as pillars of light, we became like a grid work. We became a grid work all over the earth of this high frequency light that cannot be dismantled. Okay, but, and this is important, and this is why you had to wake up at a certain time. This is why it was like you were the sleeper agent. This is why it was like out of your awareness for so long, because I do see you asking, why didn't I realize this? Why didn't I realize how dysfunctional these people? Why didn't I see the truth? There was a boundary around you from seeing the truth, okay? Because if you would have woken up too soon and you would have tried to ground this high frequency energy too soon, it was going to backfire on you, okay? It was going to set off all these alarms for all the people who are monitoring these dysfunctional systems, all the energy, the consciousness, it's not just people, but like the level of consciousness that's monitoring these false systems. It was going to set off an alarm like ding, 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 ding. This person's awake. This person's self-aware in the system. Okay, ding, 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 ding. And then they were going to come and there was going to be like attacks on your energy. Okay, so, and I do see that for some of us here, and this might be confirmation for you, you were waking up too soon. And so you were waking up too soon. You were accelerating too quickly. And your spirit team allowed you to receive a traumatic event that you did not contract. To keep you from ascending, to keep you from stepping into this place and fully waking up. And I see that you became aware that you were not supposed to go through that trauma, and like an aspect of your soul, so your higher self, your soul, like the highest aspect of yourself, extends itself into be your spirit team, right? And so your spirit team made these decisions to allow you to receive this trauma. But another aspect of your soul was like, hey, wait a second. I remember. There's a cellular remembrance. I remember I was not supposed to go through. That is not something that I was supposed to deal with. And kind of went to the spiritual judges and was like, hey, I want this to be under review. It's almost like you called spiritual judgment on them. And by that, what I mean is that you called for God, the higher ups, to take a look at this situation, to call judgment on it. You yourself are not calling judgment on it. You are asking God, Source, the One, the Most High, the Absolute, to look at this situation, to call judgment on it. Is this right? And so right now, actually, I see that your whole team is actually under review for these actions that were allowed to happen. And what is happening and what I'm seeing come, the decision is that it was for your own good. It was for your own good. And you will be compensated for that trauma that you went through. Okay? You will be compensated in some way for that extra trauma that you did not contract to go through. But at any rate, you were waking up too soon because you're that awesome, baby. Because it's like the program inside of you, you're coded to be a certain way. You're coded to be a certain way. And all of this energy coming at you to work against you wasn't strong enough to get you. It tried to put overlays over your own coding. So you come in here with a specific DNA code and that you're supposed to follow. And then because it's a false system, these false codes get overlaid onto your own DNA and make you think that that's the truth. So it happens in the spiritual community all the time. Let me think of just an example of where they take a truth and they take a truth and they modify it slightly so that it's now a distortion, but it's similar to the truth. So it's hard to decipher whether it's the truth or not. And then you follow the distorted energy, which would be the distorted belief, and then you let your energy be siphoned. There are leaks and tears in your energetic field, and you weaken yourself. And at that point, you can have energetic attachments to you. But your coding was so strong, you were able to follow your path. So it's like no matter what was coming at you, even if you took it on for a little while, there was a point where you would just be like, no, that's not me. That's not mine. That's not who I am. Nope. And you would transmute it. And I am seeing that at a very young age, there was you did something. You did something, and it's almost like you gave yourself away at a very young age. I don't know, like your soul energy, your soul self, your pure self, it did something innocently that set off a red flag for some of the people around you. And so you did something that set off a red flag to the lower states of consciousness around you that you were a higher dimensional being in human form right now. You did, like, you gave yourself away. And it was at that point that your spirit team had to come in and almost like wipe your memory, because again, it was to protect you. All right. So now here's the deal. You know that you are a part of this group because, number one, you know your energy is different. You just do not fit in. You know that family, that's not your family. You know it. You know that your energy is not like other people's energy. You know that this is not your world. This is not your world. You know that the way this world is run, it's uncomfortable for you because it's not operating in pure love. It's not. It's false. It's false. There's so many false systems running right now. So you don't belong. You feel like you don't belong. You know your energy is different. You're extremely sensitive to energy. You're highly empathic. You're highly intuitive. You're highly empathic, highly intuitive. You can manifest. You can manifest at rapid rates. Some things you're still, there are boundaries around you manifesting certain things. It's not that you're doing it wrong. There's just a boundary around it because you're working with a team of people. It's different. It's different than a soul that comes in and is just coming to learn some lessons and, have a soul experience. And it's different. They can do things at their own pace or whatever, but because you came here, you're working. You're working for God. You're a higher dimensional being. You are working to raise the consciousness of this planet. You have a timeline. You have time frames you have to do things on. And so there gets boundaries put around the things you want. You're a very powerful being. Okay, it's like they have to put the brakes on you. Your team, it has to put the brakes on you. And you could get mad. It's okay. You can be annoyed with them. You can be, you don't have to be, but I'm just saying, if you feel, it's all right. Your team does not take it personally if you get mad. God does not take it personally if you get mad. They know that you came in here, contracted, went through all this shit, all this really hard stuff, like hard stuff. This is the hardest. These are the most dysfunctional of dynamics. Your soul came in. They know it's not a piece of cake. They expect you to maybe curse them out every now and then. Maybe you don't. I I certainly do. Like, sometimes I'll just be like, what the? God! But, you know, it's part of the process. And then, and then I get through it and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you so much. I was being crazy, and they laugh because they know, and they don't take it personally. They know you've gone through a lot. They know you had to go through extra stuff that you weren't prepared for because you had prepared yourself for this life before you came in. But then there were other things thrown in that took you for a loop. It blindsided you. Okay? So, and they know that you feel a way about that. It's okay. But you are going to get through it because at the end of the day, everything that you went through and everything you endured was for the greater good of the whole collective. The whole collective of all consciousness. Okay? Of all of God. It's for the greater good of the totality. So, at the end of the day, you're proud of yourself. You're grateful to have that role. You are a leader. Do you know how powerful you are? Are you hearing my words? You, yourself, came in here with a group of people. You are that powerful, a group of souls. To break down the old stuff and to help people to wake up and rise up and become self-aware and descend. That's amazing. You're amazing. You are so amazing. Okay? But, it's been hard. And people are not going to always understand you. You're not always going to fit in. Not that you want to. I don't see that you want to fit in. But you have a strong calling inside of you to either do this thing or to get to this place or to reach this level or to achieve something. That's part of your coding, and it's part of the process, and it's part of the dismantling of the old and building the new. Like I said, you're one of the first and second wave, the first few waves of souls that came in here to do this. There were waves of souls that came in and they weren't able to achieve it because there were things they didn't account for. But like the souls that organized this group to come in here, they accounted for everything. All right? And you have to be very careful with the amount of power you have inside of you. Now, your light can only be used for good. You cannot use your light to hurt somebody else. So in other words, like your power, your energy, if you were going to direct this, if you're connected with God, like you're connected with God and you're grounding your frequency and you're in your alignment and you're holding your light, you could never use that light to hurt somebody else because that light won't do it. The light is conscious. The light that you work with is conscious and it's benevolent. It's benevolent. So even if you were angry and you were like, your light would never physically attack somebody. Does that make sense? You can only physically attack somebody with energy that's not of love. So if you're operating in love, your light's not going to do that. Okay? Because and why I'm saying that is because I see that there's somebody that tried to convince you that your light hurt them, and that is why they retaliated and used darkness against you. It's bullshit, okay? It's total bullshit. Your light is incapable of attacking another person, okay? You can speak truth, and the truth could hurt their feelings, but that's not the same thing, okay? So, my phoenixes, I really resonate with the phoenixes because of how many times you've had to rise from the ash. How many times you've just had this darkness that just break you down, and where you're just like at rock bottom, you're in that ash state, and then you just pick yourself up. That flicker of light, just like, and you just, that's because you're a high dimensional being in human form. If you would have just came to Earth, like if you would have just been like, hey, I'm a higher dimensional being here to do stuff, you would have been stopped before you had to come in as a human. You had to come in as a human and be like, I'm a human, I'm a traumatized human from this wounded family, and I'm also going to be wounded. You can have my energy. And then it was like, ha! Ha! Surprise! Surprise! Bam! Look at my light. And so that's what happened. That's what happened. Oh my God, that just made me laugh so hard. Like, surprise, motherfucker, I'm here. All right, anyway. So that's that. I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope that offers something to you. Let me know below if it does. If you resonate with what I'm saying, let me know. In the comment, I'd love to read what you have to say. I do not love when people start to attack me in the comments section. I don't love that. I don't love that at all. And some of you are being scammed by impersonators, and you think you're texting with me, but you're not texting with me. I don't give out my phone number. I don't text people. I'm not asking anybody to text me. Please, I've made many posts and comments about this. Okay, I have this one account, or you can go and look at my description. I have an Instagram account, I have Facebook, I have TikTok. That's it. I don't have WhatsApp. I'm not going to ask you to text me. Please stay safe. Don't give these people any money. They're from like Nigeria or something. Look at the area code. Look at the area code that they're texting you from. Come on. Please stay safe. I don't like when you harass me like by being like, you're not responding to my text. Because you're not texting me. You're texting a scam artist that probably stole your money and now has your personal details. Please stay safe, okay? There's a lot of attacks on the spiritual community. There are so many attacks on, so if you resonate with my energy, then people use that as like a vulnerability. Like they think like, oh, you really like her? Oh, you'll probably really want to speak with her. So let me pretend to be her, okay? And so they're just, please use your discernment. I love you so much. Okay, I gotta go. God loves you so much. Your spirit team, your higher self, your soul, we all love you so much, and the earth loves you so much. And we thank you for this amazing, brilliant, difficult, but profound work that you are doing. Keep up the great work. I'll talk to you soon.